Let's get real for a second. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right? The vision boards, the journals, the affirmations, and yet you still feel lost when it comes to your life purpose. I remember lying awake at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, asking myself, why do I feel so stuck when I'm trying so hard? What's wrong with me? I need you to hear this. You're not broken, but you are carrying emotional wounds, old hurts, and hidden beliefs that are blocking you from your true life purpose. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what these hidden wounds are, how they secretly shape the life that you're chasing, and how to finally heal them so you can live life on your terms because you deserve it. If we've never met, I'm Keisha, a life purpose coach who's helped women just like you break free from years of people pleasing, shame, and self doubt. I know what it feels like to question everything about who you are and what you want because I've lived it. When I started doing this work, I didn't even know what my purpose was. I just knew what everyone expected from me. It took me getting real about my own wounds to find the version of me I had buried for years. So, if you're here right now, trust me, you're ready for that truth too. And hey, before we dive in, I want you to have something that'll help you reconnect with what truly matters. My free core values finder. It's a simple but powerful tool that helps you see your real priorities under all the old noise. The link is in the description. Grab it when you're done. Let's break this down. When I say emotional wounds, I'm not just talking about big, obvious traumas. Yes, those count too. But I'm talking about those little hurts that stick to your bones, the moments you felt invisible as a kid, the words that made you doubt your worth, the rules you learned about who you had to be to feel safe. Those wounds don't just hurt, they direct you. They become the script you run every single day, often without realizing it. And the truth is, they'll keep you chasing a life that looks good but never feels right. Right now, I want you to think, what's one belief that you carry that holds you back? Who taught you that? Is it even yours? Or did you pick it up trying to survive? Researchers say that we have up to 60,000 thoughts a day, and up to 80% of those thoughts are repetitive and negative. That's what old wounds do. They run the same script on a loop until you decide to break it. I'll never forget one of my clients. Let's call her Alicia. She had the house, the title, the family, but inside she felt empty and resentful. When we peeled back the layers, we found her whole life was built around the first one. I see block so many brilliant women. People pleasing. This one is so sneaky, especially for women. You learn early on that being the good girl keeps you safe. You become everything everyone else needs you to be, the helper, the fixer, the reliable one. But you lose you in the process. I know this all too well. There was a season when I'd say yes to things that made me sick to my stomach. I'd bend over backwards for people, show up for everyone but me, then lie in bed resenting them asking for help. But the truth is, they weren't crossing my boundaries. I was. People pleasing isn't love, it's self abandonment dressed up as love. Did you know chronic people pleasing is linked to burnout, anxiety, and even resentment disorders? That's not freedom, that's survival mode. So ask yourself, who are you trying to keep happy right now at the cost of your peace? And even if you're working on that, there's another wound that whispers, you're still not enough. The second wound is shame and self doubt. This one doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. It's the quiet voice that says, who am I to want more? Who am I to be seen? When I wanted to help others, that voice told me, girl, who do you think you are? I second guessed my gifts. I shrink my ideas in rooms where I knew I could shine. Shame will have you minimizing your light so you don't make others feel uncomfortable. And you know what? Research shows unresolved shame is deeply linked to perfectionism and imposter syndrome. You keep playing safe because you don't trust your value. Where in your life are you still dimming your light because you think you're too much or not enough? And you might think, well, I've done the work on that. But then there's the wound of all comparison. The not enoughness wound is the habit of measuring your worth against everyone else's highlight reel. You scroll through social media and convince yourself you're behind. You're not behind, you're distracted. When I was starting over, I wasted so much time comparing myself to women with completely different lives. I was chasing what looked good for them instead of asking myself what felt true to me. It's exhausting and it's pointless. Studies show that excessive comparison literally rewires your brain to feel less satisfied with your own life. You're never present in your lane, you're stuck in someone else's. Ask yourself, where do you feel most less than? Who taught you that you had to measure your worth that? So, what happens when these three wounds work together? Here's the hard truth. These wounds just don't hurt, they choose for you. They pick the friends you keep, the career you settle for, the love you accept, the dreams you shrink. You end up building a life that looks good but feels like a cage. What if the version of success you're chasing right now isn't even yours? How much of your energy is spent trying to prove to yourself instead of knowing yourself? If you don't heal these wounds, you'll spend decades feeling like an actor in your own life. That's how you end up living with regret. And you deserve way better than that. So, how do you know when you're ready to break the pattern? If this is landing for you, don't just nod your head, do something. Go grab my free core values finder. It's like a flashlight that helps you see what's really yours and what you can finally release. The link's in the description. Don't let this be just another video you watch. Let it be the first step. You know you're ready to heal when you feel exhausted by your own patterns. You keep saying yes when you mean no. You feel resentment or worse. You keep telling yourself, I'll be happy when, but when never comes. You're triggered by the same things over and over again. You're tired of living on autopilot. You know there's more to you than the box you've been living in. That's your soul saying, I'm done settling. Take a second. What parts of you is screaming for more right now? Because there is a part of you screaming for more. What happens when you finally do the work to heal these wounds? When you heal these wounds, you stop living for approval and start living for truth. You stop apologizing for wanting more. You stop comparing your lane to someone else's because you finally feel safe being you. One of my clients, let's call her Jasmine, had built an entire business to please her family, but she was miserable. When she did the work, she pivoted, got brave, and built something that felt true to her soul. For the first time in 15 years, she woke up excited for life. This is what happens when you heal. What if your purpose isn't something you find out there, but something you remember when you finally feel safe enough to be yourself? This week, Every time you notice yourself people pleasing, comparing, or doubting, I want you to pause, breathe, and ask, what do I want right now? Write it down. Your truth will start showing itself one choice at a time. So listen, you don't need to become someone new. You need to remember who you were before the wound told you who to be. You were never too much. You were never not enough. You were just too powerful for a world that wanted to keep you small. Your purpose is still here. Your truth is still here. And you can come home to it starting today. Go grab my free core values finder because it's the first step to who you really are, so you can build a life that you don't need to escape from. And don't stop there. The next video is even deeper. The brutal truth. Trauma makes you chase the wrong purpose. Because sometimes the real reason you feel lost is that your trauma tricked you into living a life that was never yours to begin with. Watch it right now, and I'll see you guys over there.